Welcome back to our final session of the Homeschoolers Tea. With everything you've heard about, I thought it might be useful to actually get a first-hand look at the support materials that come with any of our programs. This is a second grade set, but all the grades are comparable. So as we look at these, I thought we would start with the foundation guides that you've been hearing the parents talk so much about. These are indeed the foundation of the Enki approach. That's what's described in these. We talk about such things as sensory integration, multiculturalism in the Enki approach, discovery learning, experiential learning, rhythms of the day, role of the parent's health. All of that is talked about in here. So it's in these books that you come to know our perspective, and you get the tools to adapt everything else you see here to meet the needs of your particular family. These form the foundation for everything in Enki at all ages. But then each parent is working with a child of a specific age. So you also get a guide for that age group. And what this does is take the underlying principles from the foundation guides and applies that to that particular age group. So every subject area and every aspect of learning and growth is covered here specific to that age group. So it's in these guides that you learn about the heart of Enki. And with that understanding, you have much more freedom to choose and adapt to meet your particular family. But Enki is an innovative and unique program, so there is almost nothing on the open market today that can fully support what's described in the guides. So what we have done is develop or adapt materials to be in harmony with our view of child development, and also to bring forward our sense of multiculturalism and the process of discovery learning. Let's take a minute and look at a package. So in second grade, our focus is on sages and tricksters. We do this in cultural units. So for example, if your cultural unit was Japan, you might do the story of Osensei Yoshiba, the man who started Aikido, and draw from traditional Japanese trickster tales. All of those would be found in here. And our stories cover about a month for each sage that we work with. So you have a solid curriculum base from which to work. Then we also include math stories and activities, again, focused on both developmental needs and also discovery learning. Each grade has some science book. This one, and for the younger grades, all of them are nature stories. These are stories that we have written or pulled together that particularly bring forward the cycles of nature and the living sense of ecology, to form the ground from which the child will do more analytic science learning in the older grades. In Enki, we believe that all learning happens from a strong sensory and neurological base. That is brought about through movement. So in Enki, movement work is central. And these books that come with each grade include nature activities or nature-oriented activities that strengthen the child's sensory system. They also include cultural activities, folk dance and games, appropriate to whatever cultures are being studied. So these are extensive books, as you can see, so that you don't have to recreate the wheel, but you can have materials that will support sensory integration and reflex integration, so your child is developing and maintaining a strong learning process. As with all things in Enki, the hands-on component is very important. A center of that is our work with crafts. So whether working with a nature situation or a cultural one, you have books of crafts and lists of crafts to support those activities. All of this is a lot to take in and look at, and it's really having your own library to draw from. But often to get started, people need something much simpler. So we offer the startup booklets. This is a very brief booklet, 40 pages, that gives you an overview of the whys and wherefores and takes you through a nuts and bolts, color by numbers, one day at a time for a month. So your first month with us, if you choose to use this, is laid out color by numbers style, telling you which story, which activity, what worksheets, all to use in the first month. And at the end of that period, you will have a real feeling for Enki, and you'll be able to draw from all of these different resources. But exactly how you draw from them is guided by our instruction manuals. Each grade has 2 or 3 of these, and they take you through in great detail sample schedules for the entire year, how to teach a given area. In 2nd grade, there's a lot of focus on place value and how to teach that, how to lead recall, how to lead writing, all of those kinds of things, painting, drawing, recorder, those are all detailed in the instruction manuals. These are intended to be a springboard for you to adapt the suggestions for your particular child, but many people use them just as is. And finally, what you see here falling down for us are our CDs and DVDs. And this is actually 1 grade's worth. It's a lot. Everything you see here is also in the books, but most of us find it very helpful to have an actual visual, in the flesh picture of what we're talking about. So whether it's leading form drawing or painting, recorder, how to lead recall, how to do some of the math work, you can actually see that in action on these DVDs. Also, you get CDs of all of the song content from the movement work and from the multicultural work to make it easier for you to learn or to share those directly with the children. So all told, an Enki package is a very complete support for you. And we hope that you will find, between what you've heard from the parents and seeing these, you've got a good feeling for an Enki program. You can also go online and see tables of contents and samples from every single book that we sell, and listings of the classes included in our programs. We hope this has been useful to you and that we'll be talking with you again.